welcome back. This is Scotty Mac, and I live in the greater Phoenix area where we have just experienced a break in the oppressive summer temperatures. And that reminds me that we're going to have local hiking coming up soon. So today I want to introduce you to 4 native heritage sites that are within an hour of the Phoenix airport. These are wonderful locations for your Jeep and a bit of rugged hiking, but you get to a native heritage site of historical proportions. These forts are known by the locals and generally termed A, B, C, and D, or Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and Delta. The best start for me is off of 20th Street on New River, and it immediately gets right into the rocky, dry roads that we're known for in Arizona. Today we need to take a rocky road up to the area. As you can see on the far left, in the upper left of the screen, that's the top of the mountain that we'll be climbing today. If you were along on my Rattlesnake House trip, that is the New Mesa, which is immediately north of here. So these 4 forts provide cover and an early alert for all of the agricultural area on New and Black Mesa. So it makes sense that they'd be facing south to the Sonoran Desert to see where any other intruders might be coming from. As we proceed up, it is slow going as this is an unimproved road and a lot of rocks in there, a lot of dust too. PK's actually hanging on to the brace bar for the passenger in the 392. But we're slow going and we're making it on our way up. It's not that far off road, but it is unimproved, and most of the tracks that we see and most of the people that we pass are on single track vehicles. This is an absolutely wonderful section of the Sonoran Desert. If you've never seen saguaro cactus or anything, you really are in for a treat on this. This is a virgin Sonoran Desert scene. Very few people get to see it, so as you come across, you'll be able to see some wonderful cacti that not everyone gets a chance to. As we come around the bluff, we have our turnoff up to our parking spot, and you can see the rise with the ragged bluff above us that we have to scale through. It's a pretty aggressive route, but it reduces the trip down to the shortest distance possible. As we come to the end of the road, it gets rockier and rockier, but we find a parking place in which we can shed our backside to the sun and keep the car a little bit cool. All right, this is the aggressive portion up through that gully right there. As we start the hike, we are at the highest of the 3 parking lots, so we've got an advantage that way. On the other hand, we have these rocks right up here, and you can see a pathway's been made through them, but it is going to be an aggressive climb. Yeah. Go left then right, switch back up the gully, and that'll be the toughest part of our climb. This hike is actually a little bit more difficult than it appears. The rocks are very sharp edged, 2 to 5 pounds, which is just the right size to put your foot on and have it roll out and kick out from under you. So a lot of surprises in hiking up here. And that's the walkway up from the gully. We've now crested the top, and PK is pulling the cactus spines out of her hand. Out of the bluff, we can see the city of New River. As I look over here, I see a cave. Oh, casualty of the cholla cactus. That whimpering and crying you hear is real. This cholla field has yielded both a hit on her legs and both feet. I sat her down in the shade, administered first aid, but One of the problems with pulling out 20 spines is it traumatizes the skin area too. So it's a lot of stinging even though you get the spines out.
Scrambling up the hill. And that we can see is the beginning of the fort. See the stacked rock structures? See, hiking up is, there's some hard rock, but then there's about 2 to 5 pound square sharp-edged rocks that are ready to teeter for you. See that? You put your weight on it, it rolls on you and looks stable, but it's not. We're almost to the top. Tip of the tan field out there, there looks like a green structure the size of an outhouse. Even up on the top here is quite a bit of scramble across the rocks. Looks like there's more of a goat trail than anything else. A couple of choices, but we're coming up on the final peak. Getting a good view of the area. You can see why they built a fort up here. There's 360-degree view. Miles and miles in each direction. And you have the 3 other forts, Bravo, Charlie, and Delta. Let's get to the Alpha Fort. You can see how these rocks are ready to kick out on you as soon as you put some weight on them. Yep. It's a lot of move you have to make to get up here. And we are right at the base of this 7-year-old structure. A fort, Alpha Fort at the top of the hill. This is a rugged height to get up here. I wonder how they got their water up here every day. And overlooking a plateau. If you have a raiding party coming, or even friends coming, you'll see them a long way away. We have an inner kiva, a meeting area, but with a door, single door for it. This shows prominent in all the videos I've seen of this area. Stacked rocks are still good, still intact. The masonry is still level. A lot of it shifting. Amazing to be here. I do enjoy these native heritage sites. I think this is cool stuff. People created this. This is the remnants of their civilization. You have a fantastic view here. The wind is actually not that bad. It's quite comfortable. And we're going to be able to fly the drone very easily. Let's go around the outside. Inner and outer wall. Complete fortification. I know after climbing up that hill, as sketchy as it is, I wouldn't want to fight a battle with bad people. So it really was a defensive position. And of course, across the way we can see Bravo, and then Charlie and Delta forts are up there. So, and then Pepsi Cap is actually around that corner. Our measurements, this would be a tough place to hold 100 people, but I bet they did it there back then a lot. Let's see, what is that? That's man-made. We look for arrowheads. Sometimes you can find them here. We always leave pottery shards and arrowheads where we found them, but they are cool to find. And this is the type of place you might. It's of all the 4 Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and Delta, I believe this is the most rugged hike so far. And here is our west wall, still very much intact. It looks like it's double road, actually. Very impressive. And remember, it stood 1,000 years. So just because we see it in this state doesn't mean. Oh, wow. A masonry corner. And actually, it really cuts the wind. I can feel how all of a sudden it got warmer in here. No wind at all to cool off. You'd have shade too in the summer. And it is over 100 degrees. That's Bravo. Right over there. Our next trip. It's a little overgrown now after 1,000 years, but you can see there's several divisions here. Structures within structures. Separation. Privacy areas. And wind cutting wall. This is a really nice one. It's, I'd say, double thick. It's fallen down a lot. I don't know where they got all the stones for it, but they sure did well. When you're inside, you can feel the wind is cut. So where did they get water? I mean, the closest is way down there. You need gallons and gallons a day. And here is another room. Look at that. Another home within this. Alpha Fort. Very well established. Very well built. This wall has stood the test of time. 1,000 years and it still looks this good. One way in, one way out. And you can see the walls were high at the entrance. Those have fallen down, but you can see it was fortified. It probably had a guard or two here. This has just been a fantastic fort, a great adventure. Very few people come up here, you can tell. And now we need to safely do the roughest part, and that's return back. I hear some airplanes. We have the couple of fires. I believe one of them is called the Siphon. We've got a lot of tankers over above us, aircraft that are fighting the fire, so pardon the noise. Just as I speak about fires, look what comes over the edge, but it might be smoke also. Time to get out of here.